Alright, so right now, when we list the products using get method, we get a list of products. But what if I want a specific product by, let's say, the product name is equal to Alexa, or let's say the currency is equal to USD? What if I list all such products? Well, usually what you do is you would use query params for that. So you would type the name of the product that you want, and then you would do something like this. Okay, now keep in mind that I've got like 5 Alexa products here, and I've got one Google product here. Okay, so when I do this right now, when my server is running, I still get all the products. It means that it's not doing any kind of validation, and that is because if we come back to our code, no matter what query params you send, it's actually doing a blank search, so it's gonna list all of them, right? But what if I want the query params to be taken into account? Well, let's do how we can do it. So, as it turns out, this context object has not even one, there's three things for handling query params, three functions, three methods, okay? So this one, query param, is something that is useful if you want a specific query param, okay? But we don't want to deal with that. I mean, we don't want uh, to have like this kind of statement for each and every query param, all right? Each and every field that we have in the products struct, okay? And then passing it to this method. So that's kind of confusing. That's kind of also long. So we don't want that. But if you look at this, there's another one that is query params. It actually gives you a list of, it gives you a map of query params. So if you check this out, query params is basically URL values. And what is URL values? URL values is actually a map of string and a slice of string. So it's like product name would be your map key, and Alexa, comma, Google, comma, Apple would be your slice of string. So that's what the URL values is. Underlying type is map string, slice of string. Okay, so we think we can, I think we can use that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass this separately to our method here. Okay, so I'm going to just pass this, right? And what I'm expecting here, then I should also change the method signature here, and I'm gonna call this Q, and it's gonna be URL values, right? Um, and there's gonna be a comma here. Now we need to find a way to convert this map into the filter that we have, which is of type bson am, right? But if you think about it, what is the type, what is the underlying type of bson am? So you see that the type underlying type of bson.am is actually a map, and that map is string and empty interface. So the key is string and then value is empty interface, right? So we can do something. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to declare a variable. So when you declare a map variable, you want to do this and not where filter map, because then your map will have just a nil pointer referencing it. We want some pointer being referenced to this. Okay, so that's why we use map. So it is kind of initialized. And we want to initialize a map that is of string as key and empty interface as value. Alright, and then what we want to do is we can actually loop through this queue here. Okay, so queue is a map, and the way to loop through is using the for loop. So for key value, and we're gonna arrange through queue. All right. So filter is filter k is gonna be v. Now v, if you remember, URL values. For URL values, the type is map string If I can just go here quickly, I think it's not going. This is an embarrassing part. Anyway, so let me just quickly get this. So URL values, as I just told you before, has the value as slice of string. Okay. Right now, just to simplify this example and not to overcomplicate it, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pick up the first value that's there in the filter. Okay. And this way my filter is ready with as many query params as have been passed by the user. All right. So my filter is ready here and I can just pass it here. But remember my filter is of type map and we need to convert that to based on am, and that's what I'm going to do here. All right. And this runs just fine. So let me go back to Insomnia and check this. So now when I do this, I get a list of products, but you can see that Google is not one of them, right? If I do Google and I get the Google product, if I do Alexa and this time I want another parameter being passed, another query parameter. This is currency is equal to USD. Okay, when I do this, I get all those Alexa products because for all of them the currency is USD, right? And another thing is I can actually pass something like a wrong value. For example, name is equal to krona. Now let me see. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I think it should return a null because this filter, there is nothing by this filter existing in the database because there's no name field for the product struct. So as expected, it returns nil. It means our stuff is working right. Okay, so that's what we wanted to do with query params. Okay, now in the last session, I did not implement the unit test for our get products, but now I think we are in a position to do that because we will also support query params, right? So let me just copy this. Let's not do that. That's a lot of copies. So let me do t run and get products. All right, and the function is gonna be who, yeah, it's gonna be testing.t. All right, and we don't need body for get, but we do need this. In fact, all of this, and we're gonna need all of this. Sorry, I just had a call. Anyway, so I'm just gonna copy this, and I don't need, I need get here. I'm gonna remove this because I don't need to pass any body. I probably don't even need this content type, but I'm just gonna keep it there. All right. Request response. Now I'm not getting any response. In fact, I am getting I'm getting some response, right? So, but as part of this handler method, we are only getting errors. It is using the find products that we get a list of products, but a handler only returns error. So against error, we just have to check whether the error is nil. Okay. But there's another check that we can do that is against the response code. Okay, so we have this response, so this is expected. Okay, so expected should be http status. Okay, and this should be response code. All right, and I realize that I'm missing that check here in the post method, so let me change this as well. So it's gonna be status created, right? Because that's what we are sending to post. Okay, this time we've got a Google ID product, and let me just change this to INR. Just see, we have one more currency to work with in our database. All right, so let me just check this quickly. So it saved it. I think it failed. Not enough arguments to call HTTP request. Okay, so I think I have to pass nil here, right? And run this again. Please succeed. No. So I think the product is what is the problem? Actually, it's 201 expected 200. Which one are you talking about? So test 73. Expected is 200 response code. How are we doing that? We're not doing that. Okay, I think I get that. So we made a mistake here. We should be changing this as well, right? So let's get products. This is bad, super bad. Okay, now if we do this, it's okay, finally, right? And let me come back here and hit get against this, and I believe we're gonna have some empty products. Luckily we don't, but there is one another Google Doc, and that's fine. So our unit tests are working fine. In the unit test, we should also have some kind of setup and destroy function. So what we want to do is we want to start up with a clean slate of MongoDB, right? So uh, that's where we set up MongoDB. So there should be a function that will set it up. And after the test will run, we want to destroy all the stuff we created, right? And that also we should be doing. I'm not adding that part right now, but in some other session I'll actually do that. But right now we're just playing with the MongoDB just as is. All right, so that is that. Thank you for watching.